As I spend much of this lecture reflecting on where we've been and how we arrived at this present moment, in the hope that it will offer us a roadmap for where we need to go next. 100 years ago, Madiba was born, could in any way alter history. After all, South Africa was then less than a decade removed from full British control. Already laws were being codified to implement racial segregation and subjugation, a network of laws that would be known as apartheid. Most of Africa, including my father's homeland, was under colonial rule. The dominant European powers, having ended a horrific world war just a few months after Madiba's birth, viewed this continent and its people primarily as spoils in a contest for territory, abundant natural resources, and cheap labor, and the inferiority of the black race, an indifference towards black culture and interests and aspirations was a given. Such a view of the world that certain races, certain nations, certain groups were inherently superior, and that violence and coercion is the primary basis for governance, that the strong necessarily exploit the Madiba knew that we cannot claim justice for ourselves when it's only reserved for some. Madiba understood that we can't say we've got a just society simply because we replaced the color of the person on top of an unjust system. So the person looks like us, even though they're doing the same stuff, and somehow now we've got justice. That doesn't work. It's not justice if now you're on top, so I'm going to do the same thing that those folks were doing to me, now I'm going to do it to you. That's not justice. I detest racialism, he said, whether it comes from a black man or a white man. Now we have to acknowledge that there is disorientation that comes from rapid change and modernization, and the fact that the world has shrunk. We're going to have to find ways to lessen the fears of those who feel threatened. So in his autobiography, he describes a happy childhood. He's looking after cattle, he's playing with the other boys. Eventually he attends a school where his teacher gave him an English name, Nelson. And as many of you know, he's quoted saying, "Why she bestowed this particular name upon me, I have no idea. There was no reason to believe that a young black boy at this time, in this place,